I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Entire hour. Are you pouring coffee? Daniel, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
told me that you're 2 minutes away. When are you going to be
In
here?
like five minutes.
5 minutes?
Daniel?
Oh! Ladies, we're ready.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Congratulations. When are you due?
Good Day with Daniel Bennett.
Good day. Well, hello. Welcome to the first ever episode of Good Day with Daniel Bennett. My name is Daniel Bennett, of course, and I'm very excited to see you today. This is the first and possibly the only episode of Good Day. We were going to do a show called Are You Kidding Me? And this is actually my second show, so I'm a veteran. You may not have heard of me, but we did 10 episodes of a show called Are You Kidding Me? And it just wasn't working out, so we canceled it, and it was too late to just not use the set, so they let me do another show. But basically, Are You Kidding Me? I had one of the guests, I sent them an email, and the subject line said, Are you kidding me? And they thought I was mad at them. And so that and many other reasons are why we've moved away from that title and switched over to Good Day. Like I said, we filmed 10 episodes. We've rebranded the whole thing. The real problem with it was actually just that I just don't get angry very easily. When I get angry, I get very quiet and very focused and not very funny. And so don't get me wrong, I enjoy other people when they're sarcastic, but I'm just not very good at being sarcastic. It's just not my style. So instead, we decided to focus on the positive. So really, the theme and heart of this show is that today is a good day, right? Today can be a great day. We get to decide if we have a great day or not. It's all about what we choose to focus on. You know, we can't control all the crazy things going on in the world. And really, instead of complaining about it, now again, I think we should point out things that are wrong that we need to do something about. But I don't want to complain about things. I want to do something about it. And so instead of focusing on what we don't like, I prefer to focus on what's exciting, what's interesting, what we can focus on. And this is going to be much more of a lighthearted talk show, maybe a bit of a variety show. We're going to try different things. Like I say, with our theme, this is a good day. We're just going to roll with it, right? So same as in life, where if in life things happen, you can still choose to have a good day. In this show, if something goes wrong, we're just going to roll with it. So there's a little bit of pressure on me that if things go wrong, I don't get to say, cut, let's try again. They're just going to make me suffer up here in front of you, and they won't cut the cameras. So we'll see how that goes. If you're watching this, it means we succeeded because, again, I'm already the first GTN show to have been canceled. And so, I've got that going for me. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. One of the main things we're going to do on this show is have conversations with very interesting people. I can't promise that you'll know who they are, but I will promise they'll be fascinating people. I don't know if you know who I am, right? If this weren't named after. And so I'm going to do my best to keep this as a family-friendly show. I have a bunch of kids, a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. I want them to be able to watch this, so I'll do my best to keep this family-friendly. But I can't control if the guests go crazy or not, so that's my disclaimer. I don't know what's going to happen.
You know, life is tougher than an overcooked $2 steak. But keeping a good attitude, well, that just keeps it all in perspective. How to stay positive in a negative world. Log on to gooddayGTN.com to get your free copy today.
Well, welcome back. We have a very special guest today, Elizabeth Mirren, one of my favorite people. Very special. Yeah, the one who canceled my last show, the one who's threatening to cancel this show.
That's why you invited me to. This is your revenge.
Yeah. Well, you were episode 1 last show.
It's true.
You're episode
it's
1 again. And so could you share a little bit about yourself and your role here at the ministry?
I'm the potato that does anything that needs to be done. But right now I'm working as the Executive Director of Communications for GTN and 𝗬𝗏. And I get to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, very exciting. We have, this is kind of a variety show.
Okay.
First time trying it, you're the guinea pig. So we're gonna start off watching some videos. We're gonna do some reactions and we're gonna react together.
Okay.
And so let's go ahead and pull up the first video.
He could do it. If he could do it.
This isn't a movie.
He believed in himself. And you can too.
Oh man, you gonna put it on me like that?
You can do anything that you want. You can get singing lessons, get a better job, make more money. You could be even like rich. You could live in the White House someday. You could be president.
Me?
Do what you want to do. It's not up to other people.
It's true.
It's up to you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, kids don't hold back. Kids, they believe what you say and then they expect you to live that way.
I just have to say, I'm impressed with those parents because they done something right.
Yeah.
For a kid to absolutely believe that that way, because he's not faking it.
Yeah.
He totally believes that.
Yeah.
I think that is incredible.
Yeah, I liked the part where he said you can take singing lessons, which is kind of a subtle, like.
Was it take,
you
or did he say you can give?
Oh, maybe. I thought he said you can take singing lessons. So I was like, yeah, if you want to sing, I'm not saying you can't, but you should probably take
No, I
lessons.
thought he said you can give. See,
Okay.
that's what I pointed
maybe,
at you.
Maybe. Oh, okay. I can
you?
give singing. Well, I can give singing lessons.
Well, if you believe
Yeah.
that anything is
Yeah.
possible, that.
Yeah, it's true though. I mean, on how people receive you is one
Yeah.
thing, but I mean, why not, right?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
You know, when he was talking, he reminded me of I have 4 kids, and they are all amazing. But one of them, at this point in life, totally is like that kid, and he's directing. He is doing anything and everything. So yesterday in an interview, I asked him, "So, aren't you?" self-conscious when you have to direct a movie when you are 19? And then he said something amazing. He said, well, I don't think I have developed the ability to judge risk because I just enjoy any challenge.
Yeah.
And I just think everything is possible.
Yeah.
And he is 19, so I do think that we as parents shape who they are. I think children are like a canvas, and we paint. Of course, their personality and their choices are going to play in. But I've always loved the thought of helping children know who they are, but also believe that nothing is impossible.
Yeah, I know. After I met your kids, because you're not joking, after I met your kids, I went to my parents and I was like, you dropped the ball big time.
But I do have to say, you know, to disagree with myself, since today is a good day,
Right.
I have to admit that sometimes when I watch America Got Talent, I wish that their parents would have told them that singing is not their thing.
You're too supportive. Yeah. No,
Is it hard balance? How do you do that? How do you let children just totally take off and believe at the same time that they are anchored in who they are created to be?
Yeah. But I think part of excellence has to be, you know, exposing people to, like, if you truly push excellence, then they'll get good at it, surround themselves around people who actually give them real feedback.
Right.
It can't just be like, my mom told me I'm a good singer 5 years ago, and so I'm going to go on American Idol or something like that.
But my mom told me that I shouldn't sing because
Yeah.
I
So there's a
was
balance.
I was really not good at it. But I did know that God had called me, and I saw myself singing, not because I had dreams of being a singer, but you know, it was so connected to my purpose. So I don't know. It's a really hard balance. I think it all goes back to why.
Yeah.
Why do you want to sing, or why do you? Is it because you want to be a superstar? You know, under the lights, or is it because you have a purpose? And I think that what motivates you to do things is maybe one of the core things.
Yeah, maybe. My dad always told me I had a face for radio. But look at me now. I'm on TV. So sometimes you need that negative reinforcement.
But you know, beauty is, you know, beauty changes with time.
It's all perspective, right?
I know.
Yeah.
You're beautiful.
Oh, well, thanks. Yeah. So anyway, let's jump to the next video before I go down this rabbit hole.
I like that.
That's cool.
It is cool. It's a bit scary too.
Yeah.
I am always cautious and afraid of children because I believe that there are so many amazing gifts in children. I just also know how tender heart and minds they have. So even though I totally love that they follow their passion and they do. For children to get too much attention, I'm always scared about that.
Yeah. I had a few different thoughts because I have a whole teaching on, you know, God's the one who invented fashion.
Yeah.
You know, we shouldn't just always walk away from. Some people feel like, well, my interest isn't very spiritual.
Right.
And it's like, no, God designed you certain things that your creativity, things that are exciting to you, go for it.
Yeah.
Then I was also wondering, like, how rich are his parents that they get to hire all these people to do his own fashion show? And what does that do to you if suddenly you're in control of all these things? Because honestly, even my kids are in the productions that we do here, and we kind of watch this where when they spend a whole week filming, and they have all the staff here who are so friendly, and they're like, do you need a snack? Do you need this? Do you need that? Do you need that? And they get home and they suddenly think they're in charge.
Right.
And so it takes a little bit to detox. From like, oh, I'm helping, I'm doing all this stuff, everyone's catering to my every need. And then you go back to like, no, you're not in charge of this home. Like, obviously we still take good care of you, but you don't
still
get to
give them snacks.
Yeah, but when we'll say no, right? No one says no when they're trying to be in a show or something. But then we get home and it's like, no, you can't have. I mean, my boy James, he's 2, and he loves bananas. And so the big thing right now is he'll eat a banana for breakfast. And the rest of the day he'll be like, can I have 2 banana? And you say no, and he just, he's devastated. So we're teaching him how to balance it. So anyway, so I think it's cool to have the creativity and all that, but it is anyway.
I think character.
The environment is important.
I think, again, talent will take you a certain place. Anointing, oh my goodness. But integrity and character is the core of everything. And at the end of the day, I think that my kids have been in musicals and have done different movie things, and I think at the end of the day is, why do we do what we do? Why? And the purpose of what we do has to be the core. And if they are going to be in front of the camera, oh man, they are going to work hard behind the camera, and they are going to be part of everything. That's why I don't believe in divas and divos. Yeah, that's why I had you help me paint.
I was
the
glad
set.
to, yeah.
And yes, you were. But I just think that at the end of the day is, who are you and what do you have to give? And that's the thing I see with my children is, and I am fascinated about it. I believe that the results in their lives is not because they have parents that only gave them the opportunity. I believe that anchoring their lives in the Word of God is what is producing fruits. Yeah. And those are fruits that will last. Yeah. So I think that is super important.
Yeah. No, I think it's huge. And like you're saying, it's similar to preaching, how being on stage, people think, oh, ministry is just being on the stage. It's like, that's the tip of the iceberg. That's like 5%. Almost everything is actually behind the scenes work. And all the effort that goes into it. Productions, very little is actually acting and singing on stage. Most of it's all this work behind the scenes. And I was even telling somebody the other day, I was like, even doing one of these shows, I was like, it's so humbling because, on camera, you might be sitting there at a table talking, but from my perspective, I see a lot of people working really hard to make this stuff happen. I was like, talk about pressure. Like I could, if I bomb, all these people's work is for nothing. But I think having that appreciation of like, no, there's a lot of work that goes into stuff, and every now and then you do the other. And you may not even like the other, right? Most of my life I had no interest in doing stuff in front of people. I liked to be behind the scenes.
And I know that for fact now because as we started developing GTN, one of the things that I always go back to, when God gives vision, He gives provision. So if we are called by God to create a network, we already have what we need to do what we need to do. So one of the things was, okay, so who do I have? And absolutely you were one of them. And then we started, what is the name of the show? What is the type of show? We started with Are You Kidding Me? But you are just the most positive, wholehearted, kind. So forget it. Good Day is awesome.
You tried to draw the sarcasm out of me and it wasn't working. No. Yeah. Awesome.
And you took it so good. You have sarcasm, but it has to come when you want. And at the end of the day, I just feel like, and that's what I am so passionate about. I believe that God has created us, each one of us with a purpose. For me, searching for the perfect thing has to be the key of everything. And
awesome. So I think we have one more video, and then we'll jump to the next segment. Let's
do it.
I didn't get to read what.
Your mom lets you grow feral. So when your mom gives up, basically.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. No, that looked fun. That's closer to how I grew up. So it's kind of tricky because I grew up, and my mom just 2 days ago was telling me, she's like, all that stuff you say you did, I didn't know you were doing that. She said it was when this other mom was babysitting you, because she's like, I would never let you do that. She let you do that. And I was like, I don't know about that. Because I grew up, like when I was 7, we moved to Guatemala, and we just lived in the mountains in Guatemala, and we just wander the countryside. And I was 7 years old. And basically the advice was like, watch out for dogs with rabies and be back at dinner time. And so you just wander around and,
that's exactly.
Figure out whatever you want to do. But then when I have my own kids now, and I'm like, how do you avoid them getting these severe injuries? I mean, I don't know. We go to the ER, just today my kid sliced his hand open, and so we had to get that stitched back up.
I know, I saw that.
What's your balance?
I don't know. I am a very free mom, even though my husband is even more like kids should climb, kids should fall, they should learn, and I love that. I think that getting dirty in the mud, and I think there is a richness, of course, within a frame, but as more as kids can conquer fears, as long as they can have fun, I think that freedom is the secret. That's what God does with us. He gave us free will, and He will always be there to guide us if we want to listen. But so I think that, of course, you need to keep them safe, but at the same time, I think it's super important that we don't make them afraid. And I think that letting them experience and learn and try and have fun is amazing.
Yeah, I know. I think there's a balance of letting them do outdoorsy stuff. It's okay to get hurt. You know, it's okay. That's how you learn some stuff, have good memories. But the other day I was at Walmart and I was walking out and I see these two toddlers running across the street by themselves, like 2 years old and 5 years old, by themselves. And I see like the mom and another child are like 50 feet away in a totally different section of the parking lot. And there's cars going, and I was like, never, no, that's ridiculous. Because like these big trucks where you don't even see them, right?
My kids have to hold one corner of my skirt. I didn't have 4 arms, but no. Safety, of course, comes first. But then when it comes to having fun and trying things, I think that's amazing.
Yeah. Now we're actively trying to find ways to be less protective, because I was like, it is just tricky, because it's like when it's you're like, it's totally normal to run and play and get hurt. When it's your kids, you're kind of like, oh, I don't want, and
I think cultures are different. I also grew up as a missionary child in Honduras, and snakes, and it was totally different world. At the same time, we live in a different time. And even now, my kids going to get the bus, you never know what is out there. And I hate it. I hate that we have to be cautious and fearful because, we don't know who is out there. So how to find the balance to not project our fears to our children at the same time that we protect them from the world, I think is important.
Yeah, that's good. So we've got 6 minutes left.
Okay.
So for our last segment, we're going to do 3 practical tips. And our topic today, so I prepared mine in advance. I gave you almost no notice. So 3 practical tips to figure out your calling in life.
Are you starting or?
I'll start. Okay. So I'll say one and you'll say one.
Okay.
I'll say one, you'll
Very
say
good.
one. And if you don't have one, you can just comment on mine.
Yeah.
Okay, so my first one. So tip number 1 is ask yourself, what do you like to think about that most people don't like to think about? And I just find like when you notice details other people don't notice, when you daydream about something all the time, it just comes naturally to you. You can't stop thinking about it. So say even like with missions, I did a lot of missions when I was younger. And it's just because I was like, I can't stop thinking about it. I want to learn other cultures. I like to meet people from other countries.
Yeah.
I love this kind of stuff, and other people don't even think about it. They're like, oh, I've never been interested.
Wow.
So anyway, to me, that can give you a
one.
clue about something in your heart. It's like you love to think about it without anybody telling you to.
I'm going to be a bit more spiritual than you.
Oh, mine aren't spiritual.
No, but when I was 5 years old, I heard that I could speak with God. So I went to my bedroom, I put the bed cover over my head, and I just said, God, I am here. Can you speak to me? So that day, 5 years old, I asked God, what am I going to do when I grow up? And he answered me. He truly showed me my life. So I would say, ask God. Ask Him, because if you have ears, you will listen. And it worked with me. He totally marked my life and told me what the theme of my life is.
Yeah. I feel like that's cheating that you picked the best one. We're supposed to build up.
The next one's
ask
hard.
God. Okay. Wow. What beats ask God? Okay. Okay. My unspiritual tip.
Okay.
Number 2 is what stirs up emotions in you. So ask yourself, what stirs up compassion in me? Even what stirs up anger in me? Maybe that's what you're supposed to fight against. And so what stirs up different kinds of emotions? What stirs up your creativity? Yeah, stuff like that. So that way, if you're a detective and you're kind of like not sure what you like, what you care about, and you're like, well, this releases, I get so much compassion when I do this. And I get anger when I hear this kind of news.
Yeah.
That can be a clue. But obviously,
I
you
think
should
that's
just ask God.
very good. No, but I think that's good. And you know, I think that sometimes some people may complicate what it means to hear God.
Yeah.
We think that it's this voice or this huge dream or
an
something.
angel shows up and
exactly.
tells you,
But what I learned is just to use my imagination and to go deep within myself, and God will use our thoughts, and God will use our feelings. So my second one will be very close to yours, but I'm just gonna stay in the lane. You know, it's like delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. And that means that what do you want to do? What makes your baby leap? What excites you? So I would say that, you know, speak with God, put your heart in Him, and then just follow your the world. You know, we would say follow your gut feeling. I would say follow your heart, your God feeling, and don't be afraid. I grew up thinking that. God will send me wherever I don't want to go. God will make me marry whoever I don't want to marry. I always had this thought.
People teach that.
Right.
People say, whatever, if you want to discover your calling, what do you not want to do? And that's what God wants you to do.
And that is absolutely wrong.
I hate that. I can teach on that for hours. I hate that.
Yeah, I truly believe that if you love the Lord and you seek Him, I would say follow your heart.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll move on. I can talk about that for hours.
I know.
But for the sake of time, my third one is what makes time fly by. So when do you lose track of time? Because there's certain things when you feel like you're working, and sometimes you don't even realize you're working, and just the day goes by and you're like, I can't believe I did that for 12 hours straight. I can't, you know, where you're like, I want to stay up a little bit later. I want to get up a little earlier. So kind of what is so engaging to you that you don't even feel like you're working? That might be a clue to what you're called to do.
Yeah, I would say, what do you have in your house? And just to follow what you said, when I do what I am called to do, I get energy.
Yeah.
So many times, you know, we live in a sphere where people, oh, I'm burned out. Oh, I'm so tired. When I do what I am made to do, it's like if I am a washing machine, I should be washing clothes, not trying to be a dishwasher, breaking everything. I think that just whatever gives you energy, I agree with you, follow that.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much. Hopefully you come back if you don't cancel me. Anyway, hope you guys have
Keep you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Don't forget, today is going to be a good day. Have a good one.